and annual cash flow. As I've told you earlier, there are three time zone of cash money value: present, annual, and future. We have done annual problems earlier. Today also we will do, and then in tomorrow's class we will be doing future cash flow as well. Fine. However, future cash flow is not a part of your CA1 exam. Allow me to share the screen. Is my screen visible? Can you see my screen, Nihal, Hira? Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Hira,
sir.
can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So this problem was given to you. A manufacturing firm has to decide to buy an adjacent property so that it can expand its warehouse. It financed to seller. The property's price is rupees 3 lakh. Please keep in mind this is the price or the cost rather that you're going to pay. Rupees 3 lakh with 20% down. And like 20% down means if you're paying today, you'll be getting 20% down. Fine. 20% down payment means you have to pay 20% of 3 lakh now, which is 60,000, and a balance due in 5 annual payments at 12%. I is 12%. However, there is another alternative. What is the other alternative? The seller will accept 10% less if cash is paid. The firm does not have rupees 2,70,000 in cash. How did we get 2,70,000? Because 10% 3 lakh is 270,000. So 2,70,000 in cash, the firm does not have in cash, but it can borrow this amount from a bank. What is the rate of or internal rate of return for the loan offered by the seller, right? So there are two choices in this problem. Either you have to finance a property which is required rupees 3 lakh, and there are two choices that you can be making it for. The first choice is you pay rupees 2,70,000 now, and the other choice is pay rupees 60,000 now. You have to decide which one shall the firm go for. Obviously, it will go for the one which has where he has to pay less. If the firm goes for the second choice, that is to pay rupees 60,000 now, then the remaining amount has to be paid in 5 annual payments compounded at 12%. So if we deduct 60,000 from 3 lakh, we will get 2 lakh 40. 2 lakh 40 divided by 5 will be somewhere close to what will be the amount? Let me think. 48,000. On this 48,000, we'll have to do a 10% interest, 12% interest in 5 annual amount. Then try to compare and find out the internal rate of return. Remember, at internal rate of return, both the cash, the cost and the benefit will be same. Fine. If you remember, in my last class, I have told you equivalent uniform annual worth. Nihal, you were not present in the last class. I believe you have understood what is equivalent uniform annual worth because this sort of questions will be there for you for CA1. Hira, have you understood what is equivalent uniform annual worth? Because even you were not present in the last class. Equivalent uniform annual worth is benefit minus cost. Since it says annual worth, we have to convert everything in annual, then only we can find out. You know, the same way we can find it out for present worth. We can find it out for future worth, which is benefit minus cost, right? And internal rate of return is such a rate of return where benefit and cost are the same, right? You know, so Joseph, you were present in the last class. Joseph, have you understood the concept of internal rate of return? Joseph, Joseph, am I audible to you? I see Joseph is writing something. Thank you. I hope, Joseph, you have understood also what is internal rate of return. Please try to solve this problem by your own. If not, I'll help you to do it in the next class. Is that fine? Have I been able to make you understand the problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Nihal, you try. If not, I'll help you in the next class. Now, let me
Okay.
ask you, let me test about one or two MCQs, okay, do you guys remember what is the sunk cost? Hira, do you remember what is the sunk cost? Hira, if the question
Yes,
goes like,
sir.
Hira, can you tell me what is the sunk cost? Sunk cost is the money already spent as a result of, and the options you have is past, B present, C future, D time. What do you think will be the answer, Hira? Hira, who can answer? Joseph, can you answer? Remember, it says already spent. Sunk cost is the money that you have spent in the past and you cannot recover it. So it is a past decision, right? Okay, now moving on to MARR. Fine. MARR stands for minimum alternative rate of return. I repeat, minimum alternative rate of return. Don't worry, calculation of MARR is not a part of your syllabus. But however, in MCQs, you might be asked what is the full form of MARR. And then as we do problems on future worth and present worth, you will might have to compare the interest rate with MARR. We accept an interest rate if it's more than your what you call it, benefit. In that case, it's like we accept it, or else we will reject it, right? So it's like say for instance, if the MARR rate is coming to your 5%, MARR is given to you as 10%, and we have calculated an IRR of rupees 8%, then definitely we will go for 8% because that internal rate of return is lower than MARR, right? I repeat again, we accept that internal rate of return in case of loans if it's lower than MARR. Is it fine? Shall we proceed? Is it fine,
Yes, sir.
Hiraj? Shall we proceed, Joseph? Next comes analysis period, right? Analysis period is when the alternatives at least they're a simple multiple of one another, say for 4 years and 8 years. In that case, we use sequential purchase of each alternative, common alternative. Second is cases when the analysis period is very long and has no distinction duration. Fine. Okay, let's first try to understand what is analysis period. As per the problems that we have been doing, analysis period is n. It's simply n, the number of years that you are calculating to do the analysis. But however, when you're doing the problems, you might come three cases. One case is alternative had lies that are simple multiples of one another. Say, for instance, 4 years and 8 years. So here n is 4 years and n is 8 years, which means we'll consider n and 2n. It's just double, right? Then you have the second case is when the analysis period is no very long and has no distinction duration. It is assumed that regardless of chosen alternative, the system will be replaced at the end of its time. This we will go for an long time. Fine. A third case is when low multiples of the individual's life will not work and the analysis period is bounded. An example would be when one choice is a 7-year life and another has a 13 life year. Analysis period is 11 years. We'll do one problem, it will be clear to you. I repeat again, once when the analysis period is too long, that is the second case, you can assume n to be anything and problems are simpler to be done here. But in the first case also, the problems are not very difficult. Only thing is we have to double the calculation. Like maybe for project A, we are doing the calculation once. For project B, we will do it twice. When we do numericals, it will be easier for you to understand. However, this sort of thing are very critical and very complex, right? You have to do it separately, like because the analysis period is not multiple of each other. One might be of 7 years, one might be of 13 years, might be of 11 years. Let's see one problem. It will be easier for you. When equivalent uniform annual cash flow, this is EUAW, right? Vivek is present here. Vivek, do you remember what is equivalent uniform annual cash, the annual worth? We have discussed it in the previous class. Vivek, equivalent uniform annual worth, as I said, it's the separation benefit minus annual benefit minus annual cost. Here are the data for two systems, system A and system B. Initial cost given is rupees 20,000 and system B it's rupees 40,000, right? Annual revenue is rupees 6,000 and for system B it's rupees 8,000. Life is 4 years, life is 8 years, right? So double the year. Consider the following. Consider the case when the capability is required for MAR 8 years and when MARR is 10% using the EUAW for which system, which one should be selected? So there are two systems, fine, system A and system B. System A has an initial cost of rupees 20,000, whereas system B has rupees 40,000. Fine, we will follow the EUAW method and MARR is given as 10%. Fine. So in this case, when system A reaches its end of life, another system A will be bought in the same properties at the same time. And we are comparing this for 4 years, right? So how we are going to do it? After 4 years, we are again going to calculate. We are assuming, like say for instance, we are starting from 21. For system B, it will continue till 29, 8 years. For system A, it will get over 25. We are assuming after 25, again system A, we will replace system A, we'll get another system A, which will continue till system 9, fine? And that's how we will calculate, we'll do the calculation. So for system A, UAW, it will be minus 20,000, this is cost, and this 20,000 is the present value. Remember, cost is always present value. It's the value of now. Is it fine, Joseph? Joseph, am I audible to you? Joseph, are you getting it? Thank you, Joseph. So A by P, 10%. MARR is given as 10%, and N is 4 years. So plus 6,000. The 6,000 is your revenue. Fine. Since we are finding out in EUAW and 6,000 is annual, we need not convert it. So this value from the table will be coming to 0.3115 plus 6,000 to minus 310. We used 4 years. Fine. Now, in the same way, for system B, we will be getting minus 30,000 into A by P, 10% by 8 plus 8,000. Fine. Is it clear to you? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine, that's good. So 504. So we used 8 years, right? So the system B has positive EUAW and system A has a negative EUW. Therefore, B is to be selected. Fine. But now, this EUAW has been calculated for 4 years and this one has been calculated for 8 years. So therefore, you calculate it based on its own line, just an example, one above. For the third case, consider the form 2. Here are the data for the same for two systems. 13,000, 25,000. Annual revenue 6,000, 8,000, 7 years and 13 years. Terminal value at the end of analysis period, 4 years into the second system, right? 9,000 into the first system, fine? So consider the case when capability is required for 11 years. You have to calculate it, but the capability is for 11 years. With MARR 10% using the EUW for each system, which one should be selected? In this case, it is necessary to go through the evaluation of present worth of each system and then convert it into the UAW. fine. UEW is minus initial cost, fine. And it's initial cost plus terminal value plus annual revenue, fine. Initial cost, I'm sorry, this is a printing error. This will be initial cost, fine. Initial cost is given to you as 13,000. Now, this 13,000 minus will be a plus actually into present and future value, fine. This is the future value is this initial cost will be the future value of 13,000, fine. P by F, 10% is your MARR, MARR for 7 years. I hope you got it. Why we are considering it as a future value? Because we are assuming the cost will remain the same after the end of 7 years as well. So this initial cost is given as future value and we're converting into present. So P by F, 10% 7 plus terminal value. Terminal value at the end of, is as rupees 9,000. Now, what is a terminal value? Any idea, anyone? What is a terminal value? Anyone? Have you heard the term earlier?
Yes, sir. So end value.
Yes, it is also known as salvage value in economics. Like, say, for instance, you will have to do more problems on salvage value when we move on to future work, and say, for instance, a newspaper today that you buy in the morning, which you buy for 5 rupees, maybe at the end of the evening, it's like will not even cost you 50 paisa, fine, so that it will be sold to Kawari and Weke. So that is a salvage value or terminal value. And always keep in mind, if cost is a present value, future value, salvage value or terminal value is always a future value. So terminal value given to you was rupees 9,000. So P by F, this is future value. We are finding out present worth 10% into 11. This has to be converted into this entire thing has to be converted into annual value, fine, because we are finding out UAW. This entirely coming out as P. See, we are finding out P. So now this entire thing is P. So P by 8, 10% to 11 plus annual revenue. So minus 13,000, minus 13,000.15 crore. So this is the calculation, and this value you're getting for system A. In a similar way, you will be getting it for system B as well. So in both the cases, there are positive annual worth, but B has more positive annual worth, so we will go for B. Is that fine? Have you understood? Is it okay? Yes.
So can you explain it once?
Sorry, a bigger pardon?
So can you explain it once?
Sure, I will. See, what we are doing over here is, have you understood, Nihal, the concept of UAW, which is benefit minus cost? Is that fine with you? Have you understood?
Yes, yes, sir. I understand.
Because if you notice, we are doing here the same thing, benefit minus cost, fine? But this cost here is a very tricky and a very challenging one. Why? Because the analysis period is not the same. See, it's for 11 years, fine? Whereas APO, it's been given for 7 years for system A. Did you notice that?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay with you, Nihan?
Yes,
So
sir.
what did we do was, initial cost, this entire thing, first we converted into your present value. Fine. Initial cost has been given at rupees 13,000. Since we are converting it to present, this will remain the same. But the initial cost after 7 years, we are assuming will be 7,000, will not change. In a sense, it will remain as what was the cost given, 13,000, right? So That is the reason here we are converting, we are taking two initial costs. This is the future value and into, we are finding out the present value. P by F 10% 7 plus terminal value. Terminal value is the salvage value. This is always a future value. Have you understood till here, Nihal? Is it okay? The
Yes, sir.
initial
So,
cost, why are we taking two initial cost? A initial cost 7 साल के लिए. This initial cost is because we have more than 7 years, because the analysis period is 11 years, but for system A it's for 7 years. Have you understood till this one?
yes, sir.
Fine. So, see, in the next problem, we have taken only one initial cost, because why? The amount given is 13 years and your analysis period is 11 years, right? So, which is less than 13. So, initial cost is P by, this is the future value, and we are converting into present. So, plus terminal value P by F into 10% by 11. 10% 11 is the year. So, this entire value that you are getting is your present value. And what are we finding out, Nihal? EUAW. EUAW stands for Equivalent Uniform Annual Work. We are finding out annual value. Fine. So what is given goes at the best, P. And what are we finding out? A. That goes at the top. A by P, 10% into 1, 11. Is it fine, Nihal?
Yes, sir. Yes, on, sir.
And annual revenue is, we need not convert it because we are finding out the annual value. And revenue is given in annual terms only, plus 6,000. So after calculating this, we'll be getting 34563, see 3456.37. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Then moving on, EUAW is equal to, in the same way, you will find it here 454.5.16. Out of the two, this one has the lowest equivalent uniform annual work. So we will select system B. Is it clear now? Is it clear now, Nihal? Is it fine? Have you all understood? Vivek, have you understood? Shall we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then comes incremental analysis. What does the word incremental means? Anyone? What does the word incremental means? Any one of you?
So, increase in a certain value. So, increase in a certain value.
Yes,
Increase.
it's like we are comparing between two alternatives and selecting the one which is giving higher internal rate of return. We will do numerical on it in our next class, right? These all are part of your chapter 4. Don't worry, whatever we are discussing tomorrow will not be a part of your syllabus. Fine, tomorrow's class I'll be doing with you incremental analysis and future worth analysis. But I hope all of you have understood this equivalent uniform annual worth, present worth, and future worth, right? At the end of the day, they all rotate under a same formula, benefit minus cost, but we are converting them according to the requirement, right? Whenever required, when we are finding out in equivalent uniform annual worth, we are converting them in annual. Whenever we are converting them into present, we are getting present worth. Whenever we are converting them into future, we are getting future worth. And the conversion model remains the same. It's like whatever is given to us, we make it as basic, and whatever we have to find out, we that goes at the top, right?